Sloss and Humphries on the road.
Muggins and Cream, Cream and Muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
You look nice.
Thank you.
What are you wearing? Who's that?
This is Ralph Lauren.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. But I hope nothing happens to it.
This is a knockoff one. I got this off. Got this from a lad from Blythe.
Yeah.
He's a lad that does the knockoff England shirts and that.
I was just panicking then. I was trying to think if there was any pun between like a major clothing brand and Indian names.
In Gucci and
Gucci, Ralph Lauren. Problem is I don't dress fancy, so I don't know the name of any good brands.
Nah, the Noise Next Door would have blasted it about £7 by then, wouldn't they?
Aye.
That's what they got at.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Mark Norman would have sex.
Aye, do you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the type of comic he is.
So we're in Indian garb for the people who are listening. Mm-hmm. Most of you.
Yeah.
If you're watching, we're just essentially Rob and Ramesh now. Just doing a wee travel show and we're Indian garb. We're going to do our last gig in Calcutta tonight.
Yes.
And then we're going to fly home through the night.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to just enjoy being ignored by staff everywhere we go.
Oh, my God. Oh, I cannot wait to get back to the apathy of the average British hotel staff member. Where British, to all the times I've complained about British hotels in the past, can I just thank you for actually doing the bare minimum? Right,
you got like shown what you thought you wanted and decided it wasn't for you.
Oh,
you got given such a fresh sense of perspective.
Yeah.
On if nobody serves me, I'm going to stamp my foot in a minute. You want service, do you?
No, I'm okay. Are you sure you don't want service? I'm absolutely fine standing where I am. Okay, sir, thank you. We'll not bother you again. Goes away, tells his friend. His friend comes over. He just said you didn't want any service. You should. I don't need anything.
Aye.
Well, I mean, we can do anything in this hotel for you, man. That's really lovely to know. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, goes and tells his boss. I've had two of mine, and if they're lying about this, you can tell me. I'll fire fucking both of them. They say you don't want anything. Leave me the goddamn fuck alone, man.
I mean, I've been milking it. I've had my feet washed. Did you not get your feet washed?
No.
I bet you did before the massage.
Oh yeah. That's
because we went for a massage and just sat us down. I was like, I didn't mean to sit down massage, like, but it's a bit more like a lap dance at that point.
No.
And she just started washing me trotters. I think, oh, thanks, mate. Cheers, bud. I was going to do that later. Yeah, you've been to the point that you've went, right, this is what this culture is. I'm going to lean into it. You've because people are like no social awareness.
No social awareness, no
cues.
spatial awareness.
Social cues are out the window.
No boundaries.
Social cues.
They don't pick up on like, hey, you can't awkward silence someone into leaving or not doing anything. You have to be rude.
The silence is only awkward for you if you let it hang there.
Yeah.
They're not awkward about it. They'll come up and engage in a conversation and then let it go flat on their terms and not disengage.
Just stand right beside you.
And you'll be like, oh, well, look at the time.
Am I just drinking this glass of wine in front of you then? Am I just being a fucking witness?
I'll bring you a drink and just stand away. Okay. So you in the airport made me laugh because you were just like, right, is this what it is then? People are just pushing into each other? I'm going to be pushing into everybody.
If the system is fucking rudeness and that's the game, I'm so ready to play.
I was like,
I was born for this.
You start to enjoy it now. Go on, Daniel.
Physically moving people to the side of the escalator. Because Indians will just get on an escalator and stand bang in the fucking middle. Bang in the middle. No attempt to walk. On travelators, you know the ones across the ground? They don't walk on those. They stand in the fucking middle,
also,
right? No matter how
unfathomably slower than the UK travelators.
Yeah.
They walk like at about quarter of the travelator goes at quarter of the pace of walking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they stand on them.
Like normally, if you're in Australia, Europe, or the UK, and you're on a travelator and somebody's in front of you, all it normally takes is just slightly heavier footfalls. Because even if they've got headphones in, they can hear someone's coming up behind them and they go, oh, fuck, I'm in the way. Man, you could stomp. Somebody could have a drink in there. An Indian man could have a drink of water in his hand, and I could be stomping behind him, and it could be the scene from Jurassic Park. And there will still be nothing in his head that suggests that he might need to get the fuck out of the way of everyone else. I've started physically moving people, like grabbing them by the shoulders and moving them to the...
And they're just taking it because that is, you know, you see stuff on the road where like someone will pull out and they'll slam the brakes on. Nobody gets angry. They just go, yep, that's how it is here.
Yeah.
And nobody's getting angry about it. So when you've been like physically moving people out of the way, they're just like, yep, that's how we live. That's what I would have done if someone was in front of me.
The bit that I'm getting wrong, and this is the bit where like I need to work on my being better at this Indian culture.
You've got to do that with apathy.
Oh, I've got to stop saying you fucking cunt, get out my fucking way, die, etc., etc.
A guy played a fucking blinder with me on the flight yesterday. You bore witness to it.
Yeah.
So we're on the front row of the flight, which just like means you can't put your bag under the seat in front of you. Your bag has to go above you in the locker. If you're late on the flight, you're just fucking trying to get an attendant to put it halfway doing the
and there's no
block, right?
Speedy boarding in India means nothing. It just means you've thrown 50 quids into the fucking ether.
Everything's a free for all.
Yeah, there's no such thing. Like we left them with cricket, racism towards each other. Thankfully, we didn't give them our food.
Glad they kept that.
They did not get queuing from us.
Nah, that was something that just went, nah, not for me. Let's all just jam in and bottleneck.
Yeah.
So I get on the flight. There's you sat where you're sat on the end row. There's this guy, like maybe he's like mid-50s. Sat at the window seat and I'm in the middle seat. Now he has got his big like not even a rucksack, like an actual fucking case. It's on wheels with a bundle roll on top of it, and it's just there where my legs are meant to be. And I just like asked him, I was just like, is this yours? And he just like kind of mumbled something, and then I went I asked him again, and I heard the word mine.
Yeah.
Right. And then I started pushing it in front of his knees so that I could get in. It was the only way I could sit down. I was like, well, if you're going to keep it there, which it's going to get taken away anyway, why the fuck do I have to sit with it in front of my knees for this bit? So I'm just, but like, he's not even fucking moving his legs, and he's a big guy, and I'm fucking wedging it into the thing. And then he pulls his mask down and went, I said, it's not mine. And I was like, I can only apologise. You had your mask on, and I heard you mumble. I just thought you said mine. Mm-hmm. And then I'm so sorry, mate. And then the steward saw the commotion, come and took this bag away, whoever it was. I just thought it belonged to them or whatever, and then took it away. And I'm just like awkwardly sat next to this guy that I've just totally fucked up with. At the luggage carousel after the flight, right, I see this guy fucking waddle up, pick up that bag off the carousel and leave the airport with it. It was his. He was just waiting for it to get checked into the hold.
Aye.
And he played it like it wasn't his to make me look like a proper cunt. And he looked at it sheepishly as well, like a bit of shame in his eyes, and like looking at his feet when he walked away because he'd been rumbled. And I was like, no, man, that one, you fucking did it. I sat there feeling like a prick for ages when he should have been.
Aye. This episode is sponsored by Thistlecross Cider. The best Scottish cider. They don't pay us to say that. If you want to get a 10% discount on any order of Thistlecross cider, you can go to thistlecrosscider.co.uk and you use the promo code ThistlySloss. That's right. It is an excellent pun. ThistlySloss10. ThistlySloss10 will get you a 10% discount to any orders. It's obviously, unfortunately, only now in the UK, but we're hoping with our world reach will allow this alcohol company to expand.
I personally recommend the whiskey cask one. It's incredible.
It's unbelievable. It's award-winning.
We're proud to be associated.
And if and when you do buy it, please do tag us in with your order, having a couple of drinking responsibly. Mm-hmm. And as always, thank you for the support.
The thing that's making you angry though is I've got a much higher threshold of tolerance than you do, infinitely, and it's starting to grate on me. And it is unsolicited acts of service.
Oh.
I wouldn't just walk into a bar and start fucking doing stand-up and then just tell them that I'll owe us money.
Yeah, yes. Right? That would be insane.
That would be fucking madness.
Yeah.
The sheer amount of people that just try and fucking I'm
going to do this thing for you. I
didn't even want to do that.
I don't need you to do this.
Put me fly back down. I wanted it like that. Just putting a fly up for you.
And look, please do not take this to mean that we are hating our time in India. The places that we're staying, the places we've got to see, the people that we get to meet and eat and drink with and hang out with and meet. And sometimes we can meet fans after the show. Sometimes it's just not fucking viable. All of the gigs have been amazing. The hotels we're staying at, we're beyond obviously privileged to get to experience what we're doing. but we're 10 days in.
And we're getting looked after so well, but like I'm so sick of random strangers, like 20 an hour, trying to like please us.
I can't wait to walk into a UK hotel, right, and at no point have my bag taken away from me, but always within my eyesight. But just, sir, I'll take this. Don't take it. We're not in a cramped corridor. It's not a cramped fucking lobby.
Now there's 3 of us in this conversation.
Yeah.
Like now we've
just give me my fucking... But I don't...
There was an absolute fucking blinder today. Right? Guy recognised you, check-in, but you didn't make it all the way to the check-in desk because our promoters managed to get our bags in. We got our passports back and our things. We walked away. But the guy at the counter had spotted you, fan, recognised you, loves you. He's smiling away. He's getting a bit closer. Oh, he's gone. And then they show their emotions in people, and he was just like, sure, he was a bit devastated. And then Ravina was like, well, if you can get through like the other side where I pass, I'll introduce you to him. You can get a photo with him. And he comes through. This member of staff absolutely buzzing to meet you. Done the thing where like he introduced himself, shook your hand, and then
said nothing else.
And then stood there. And then you just like, oh, it's like really good. We're traveling India. Told him a few places you'd been. And then when you finished speaking, he's just there like, yes, sir.
And I'm like, would you like a photo? He's like, yeah, we'll get a photo. We take a fucking photo. I'm like, thank you so much, man. I'm like, even though you weren't able to come to the show last night, I promise you we're going to be back in India because we're having such an amazing time. There's no way I'll not be back. I love this country too much to not experience it again. And then he stood there for an extra 2 fucking minutes, offering nothing.
Get a photo. We can get a photo, maybe. Yeah. Flight's got a board in a minute. But there was another guy with him. And the guy took the camera off him and took the photo, got a couple of photos here, give it back. And then he, as if he'd brought you an amazing gift, just went, this is Vishnu or whatever. He's just going to look after you.
His name definitely wasn't Vishnu. The god.
Is that the god's name?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that the name of the god?
Yes.
The elephant one with the arms?
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't Vishnu. It wasn't him. I didn't have my glasses on. I wasn't wearing my glasses. He introduced this guy who hadn't spoke the whole time. Mm-mm. And then when he's going to look after you, and then walked away and we're like,
no, he's not.
No, he's not. Take a guy with me.
Nobody's looking after me in this fucking airport.
It was like fucking Mephisto's little guy.
Yeah. He's like, I'll just carry your bag for you. I'm like, it's a rucksack.
I'm checking it in.
I'm wearing a rucksack.
Got my passport in it.
Oh, no.
I need that. I'm like, what do you want to...
To be fair, this is our fault though. Historically, this is our fault. Mm-hmm. This is what British culture did to them, which is like I don't know if we created the caste system or whether like it's a much more historical thing here, and whether like British occupation exacerbated. That'll be something I definitely have to research. But like this idea of they have to do everything for like someone is definitely something we forced upon them, and I guess I'm fucking pay the price for it now because you just...
I feel like it comes with a portion of guilt.
Huge.
The turning them away thing all the time comes with a portion of guilt. But I think I would personally feel guiltier if I just let them just take just do everything around us, like buzzing around us. Just like I would feel. I don't want to be treated like some kind of deity. Mm-mm. That would feel imperialistic for me to accept that on every turn. And so it comes with rudeness on either side, but like this is an emotion that we're just gonna have to fucking deal with because it's ancestrally.
Well, and also, man, it's the fucking culture. It's a different country. This is the way things are. You're allowed to observe it and find both positives and negatives in it, but I cannot fucking wait to
just be ignored.
Oh God. To just be ignored all the time, to just have like not as bad as Australia, not as bad as Australia, where it's like I cannot believe that you're about to make me do the job that I am massively overpaid for. That's that side of the spectrum, right? Australia's the worst service anywhere in the world, bar none. India, it's too good.
So. India could be fucking amazing if there was just one slight cultural shift. If they just went, can I do that for you? And you could answer yes or no.
Yeah.
If there was an option. If they just made it a binary option.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times you could just go, oh, no thanks.
Yeah,
And
no
they turn away. Oh, no thanks ain't a thing.
It's not an option.
No thanks does not mean no.
They physically take your bag off of you. Yeah. It's removed from you. And yeah, I don't need walked up to my room with my suitcase. I don't want to sit in a fucking elevator with someone I don't know, and for them to fucking just, how's your day, sir? None of your business. Absolutely none of your fucking business how my day is. Right, but now I'll ask about your day. Okay, don't care.
All of a sudden, you've just spoke to some random dude more than you've spoke to me.
Yeah.
In the day.
Oh man, I miss British room service, right? Because first of all, not all British hotels do room service because they're like, fuck you, get Deliveroo, you cunt, and come down and not only get Deliveroo, come down to the lobby and get it yourself, you lazy fat fuck. That's what you get. I miss that so much. I just had room service there, right? And he comes in. British room service, they just give you the fucking plate. They'll hand it to you at the fucking door and be like, there you go, there's your food. Enjoy that, you fat slob. And the way you get rid of it is you just leave it outside the door and they'll pick it up at some point. Man, this guy came in with a set of table. They put cutlery out.
Sit down, sir.
Oh no, I'm like, oh, this is awful. This is all awful. I can't handle any of it. I just want food and to be left alone.
You're not, because you haven't been.
Every single active service here comes with minimum 10 minutes of somebody else's company. Like that's the price you pay. It's like, do you want this thing? Do you want this active service? Yes. What does it cost me? Is it just a tip? No. You've got to be next to someone you don't know for minimum 10 minutes.
With them just staring at you. Just clicky stare looking at you.
Scared to talk to you sometimes. Not willing to engage in conversation because again...
So that makes you drive the conversation and that takes energy when you're having a big travel day.
Aye.
Because you've been in bad shape the last couple of days. Like you've been under the weather. Like your wife and child have been a bit sick back home and you haven't been able to be there for them when they need you. So you've just been a little bit like... And
the tour schedule's fucked. We have a very bad... not in India, but just in terms of my overall tour schedule, is an incredibly badly organised tour schedule at the moment.
Yeah, it's like it's going to be getting harder and harder for the next while until like the summer. So you've just been like, look, as soon as I can check in my room, I just want to be in my room. I want to come and do the gig just until I like clear my head a little bit and just... They haven't even let you sleep on the flight.
Oh my fucking God.
They haven't even let you close your eyes on the flight.
God. I cannot get past, like, this is what I talk about, they don't understand social cues, right? I'll get on a plane, I will put my sleeping headrest pillow around my neck, I will put my sunglasses over my eyes, I will have my headphones in my fucking ear, I will lean against the window, you
sleep like you're asleep.
Yeah, my
your
mouth
face like I remember there was a line in a Stephen King book where it was like it looked like if someone had like if his face was screwed on, it was like someone loosened the screws a couple of turns.
That's me.
Like that. That's you.
I have never once on any single internal flight in India not been woken up by an Indian member of staff being like, sir, your food's here. And I'm like, I don't want food. And they're like, but your food's here.
Aye.
And I'm like, I am sleeping. And they're like, but your food.
And you're trying to like ride the sleep wave and go, right, no,
done.
Right? And then you're like, because if you're asleep and you get woken up by like a bit of turbulence or like someone getting that tray table out, you can get straight back to sleep. That just stirs you. So they stir you out of sleep. And then you're like, in the stir of sleep, you're like, nah, I've seen what we've done like 8, 9 flights.
Every single flight.
Without
fail.
And today, right, I was like, right.
I sat down on the flight today and Marlena was there and I went, I need you to do me a massive fucking favour. I need you to physically fucking restrain whatever member of staff, when they come to give food, physically restrain them. Do not let them get any, just let me fucking sleep on this flight. I just need to sleep.
You had a late one last night. Yeah. And a fairly early start, right?
Yeah.
And you're asleep, as you always are. And there's me and Marlena.
I'm in the window. I'm as far away.
Right? And we say before takeoff, look, he's catching up on some sleep because he didn't get much sleep last night. Don't wake him up for his meal.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it, right? Told her, okay, right? Understood it. And then says Marlena and me were meal, and then Marlena's like, don't wake up that gentleman by the window. He just wants to sleep, right? And memo received twice. She shouted your name across us as if we were being dicks and she was grassing on with for being dicks.
Oh, I can't.
She was like, Daniel Sloss. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing that for? It's a reality TV show.
You have to tell people to shut the fuck up and stop here. Like, you have to. And I hate the fact that that's the rule. The only way you can get what you want is by being so immensely rude to people, which isn't how it should be.
Aye. You'd love it if it wasn't for the fact that you might get spotted doing it.
Oh, yeah.
If you could have anonymity and do that, you'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've got no right to be cruel to a people who adore me and only want the best for me.
I think I've maintained politeness for like 99% of it, apart from the ones that just like went past the...
Oh, the family outside the airport today.
Oh, they fucking... What the fuck are they?
You know when you come
what
out...
What were they doing?
You know when you come out of an
They
airport...
look disdainful of everybody else.
You know when you come out of an airport, right, and there's the barrier in front of you, which is people hold up signs, either for the people getting taxis, getting picked up by a limo service, or like family
just loved
members.
ones.
Yeah.
Bunch of flowers.
And it goes two ways, and it's to filter people out, and then you go around, stood in the middle of one of those lanes, fully covering it, making sure that there was just no possible way for anyone to get past them. Just standing there, all three of them, just looking at their phones.
And like nobody can get out the airport.
Right, and
it's the son that's like largely in the way with his trolley, and the mum and dad were looking at her, and we were like, "Excuse me," and she just like stared past. We're like, "Why? What?
Aye.
Huh?" Like literally everybody in the airport couldn't get past them.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Could you just move out the way, please?"
No. You were like, "Can you move, please?" And I'm on day 10 in India, and I went, "Move, fucking move!" And do you know what they did? They moved.
It works. It works, and it's fucking shocking.
Horrible. I felt like such a piece of shit.
It's absolutely shocking. It's the only way. It's the only way we would have got to the taxi.
Oh. The food's incredible. The gigs are incredible. The security at the venues is some of the best we've ever had. And above all, the people at fucking Dead Hand. Like even, and don't get me wrong, like it's hard to sometimes witness like the gulf in like the poverty in this place, and there's so much poverty. It's very, very visible, but I think that's a very important thing for people to see. And there is such an inherent kindness here. There is like the thing that I think I love most about Indian people is just how fully in all of their emotions they are all the time. Like I really
very reactive,
very expressive. So when they're happy, they're the happiest people. When they're angry. And as an angry person, I can fucking relate to that. So even though I might not like that the anger might be directed at my occasion, I'm like, well, we're the same people here. Like this is, man, I love the how like they've got such
emotive.
You're such emotive people.
That body language.
Yeah, we've spoken about it before. I love the fucking head wobble. I think it's such a sincere, human way of like showing attention and like, you know, I'm paying attention, I'm listening, I'm present in the moment. Like there's this sort of fucking, even though it's all chaotic around all the time and like people are honking their horns and it's busy, there is still like most of the time a peaceful serenity to everyone.
It works. Like, like I was mentioned earlier, there's no road rage.
No,
there's an excuse for road rage every second, and everyone is just like,
yeah.
They've got to be somewhere too. We've all got to be somewhere.
The audiences are some of the best in the world. Like I mean, like just in terms of
understanding,
Oh yeah. Like they understand English better than most Americans. They understand comedy as well as.
They're dark as fuck.
Oh yeah,
that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean
Matthew,
that.
clip that.
I didn't
Matthew,
mean
clip that. No, you clip that. Clip that. Clip
you
that.
know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. No,
I was talking about the skin. You thought I was on about that sense of humour. I wasn't. Double down or Get Out.
Yeah. Why did you not pick Get Out?
Calcutta is the biggest culture shock of all of the places that we've been. Right, like especially how we were in Hyderabad yesterday, because I feel like that's got a bit more of like an Arab touch to it, like the affluence, opulence, the like, shiny. That's what I call them. I call them shinies. Yeah, like the football stickers.
Yeah. No, but do you remember Arouge says Hyderabad is just Delhi with Muslims?
Yeah. So it was. It just had that little bit of Dubai about it on some of the bits. It was like absolutely like with no middle ground as well. This bit's Rolex shop. This bit's just
slum.
Yeah. But coming through Calcutta in the taxi was the most cliche shit, like in a rickshaw bicycle type thing. Now, like there was a guy walking with the two handheld things with like, I don't know what was on his bicycle, but it was like the size of this fucking 4-poster bed that I've got. Look at me, the size of this bed, literally on his bicycle. On the fucking motorway, walking with it, just like quads of steel.
Oh, middle lane,
going fucking Iron Man while all these cunts swagging past him. Like, saw a guy with like a bamboo thing over his shoulder with like a big pot of like a metal container on one side and one on the other, like carrying stuff like that. Fucking literally pack mules.
Yeah. Like
just people cutting about. Did you see them guys carrying the fucking shit tons of bamboo? There's like a whole team of them just navigating through the streets. We're like,
Did you see the guy?
Just handball them.
There's a guy on the back of a fucking moped who had, and I'm not kidding, like it must have weighed at least 60 or 70 kilos. A full circular saw, like that you strap to a table to cut things. Full metal, wire hanging, trailing in the back, just fucking pegging off the road behind him. And I'm like, oh man, the fucking woman who had her just breastfeeding her baby on the back of a moped with like her daughter sat on her knee and no helmets.
Oh mate, like I was because I pointed out that baby on the back of the bike.
Yeah.
And I was like, if that was in the UK, that would be the front page of all the national newspapers.
Absolutely.
That someone did that.
Yeah.
And here it's just something that you'll just see on a daily basis, and you just have to adjust to that. Like, what would it take?
But if it were to happen, all right, a woman breastfeeding.
I don't think she was.
Helmetless baby.
Was she breastfeeding?
I've seen one breastfeed.
Because that would probably get you into trouble. Not the baby on the bike thing that could kill it. The breastfeeding the baby on the bike would have gotten you into trouble. I think she just had baby in arms and it looked that way because with the cover thing, like with the.
I mean, it was over. So I mean, I guess maybe could just
because you could just see the baby's feet.
Yeah, like, but just in terms of like when Cara used to breastfeed, it was like the head was up there and there was a thing over there, so and it was covered. That's why I assumed it was. I
was like, what would it take for you to get Cara and Kaelin on the back of a motorbike with no helmet and bomb down a busy street?
Oh,
what would need to be happening?
If Kaelin was having a heart attack, like if it was like and it was full, if there was no other way to get to the hospital,
and like they were not going to hospital.
No.
That was just a day-to-day occurrence.
They drive like they believe in reincarnation, man. It's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to go downstairs for a second and then...
Right. We'll be back in literally a millisecond for part 2. Looking even better than before.
Aye, happy Holi.
Aye, happy Holi to you too, motherfucker.
Aye.
What's that on you? It's like Vegas again, but all different colours this time instead of just white. Now, to the people listening, which is most of you, we've just been yarking handfuls of colour at each other.
Yeah, smearing on each other.
And then saying happy Holi, like through gritted teeth. Happy Holi, you fucking dickhead. That's nice.
Aye.
They do some stuff right in there, like a lot of stuff right.
Yeah.
In festivals.
Aye.
Like, nail that.
Celebrations is what they're very good at.
But like what I was saying about that, like, heightened emotions on all things.
Indian weddings are the best weddings in the world.
Bar none.
Yeah.
Like, second to Scotland.
Yeah.
No, Scotland second to India.
Yeah.
But, like, I think there's a gulf still between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Aye, so, they do hospitality pretty damn good as well. Like, have you, like, tell them about I'll just show and tell.
We've been given gifts because this is obviously our last day, so after the show tonight in Calcutta, we fly directly to home.
Can I just introduce you to this little platter that I found?
Oh, yeah. So he's got a little platter. Remember we said in Goa how we had the little things made out of chocolate? Well, Calcutta's gone slightly further, and they've made a little chocolate replica of his book about me. They've got a bunch of his posters mocked up and on poster stands. My chocolates had several pictures of me, several pictures of like our most successful reels on Instagram from the podcast. and fucking Daniel Tosh, because I guess that. And to be fair, look, I don't want to be racist and say I'm okay. I don't want to fucking eat any part of you. I think it's fair enough for Indians to say me and Daniel Tosh look alike in terms of if you've not seen heaps and heaps of white people and you Google white comedian called Daniel Tosh or Sloss and you get my name in there, I'm not offended. Nah. Also, Daniel Tosh is a great comedian. I don't mind being in that fucking company.
Yeah. Do you know him?
I know, not as a person. No, unfortunately not. No.
That would be a very funny way to reach out to him because he's obviously would have heard of you because he's got such similar names.
Yeah.
Like, surely that has been misheard or whatever. I think that would be a very funny way to reach out and introduce yourself to him.
Yeah, he did come first. He was the first of the
He's been going a while then.
Yeah. What the Daniel comedians are them? Daniel Simonson. Danny
McLaughlin. He doesn't go by Daniel though.
Nah.
That's just like his real big trouble.
Yeah. No other Daniels, no, just me.
I bet there's got to be loads.
Oh, there's Daniel Muggleton. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Of course there's fucking Danny Muggleton. Daniel Petrie. Yeah, there's fucking heaps of Daniels. As long as I'm in the top 3 Daniels as comedian, that's fine.
There was another Kai comedian, I'm sure. It definitely was on social media a while back.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a lass.
Yeah?
Oh no, maybe there was 2. There's a Kai Barron who was might have been Indian actually. Probably English.
Yeah, but...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where's he from?
Yep. And I'm sure there was a lass called Kai as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never gigged with him.
Nah.
So I'm definitely in the top 3.
Wonder how I feel really bad sitting on this furniture.
Yeah, we didn't really do our backs though, did we? It was all very like for the camera.
Yeah, all very forward facing. Party in the front, business. Party in front, treacherous in the back, just like Indian hotels.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was in Liverpool out on a jog and I saw it was about to happen and it did happen, but a regular jogger got hit with the colours on the Colour Me Rad run.
Oh yeah,
because everybody that was running up to the colour station was covered in colours, and I'm just like, I've spotted this is going on. I'm just taking an alternative route, like you know when you're coming in and out of the hotels and you always go through the scanner.
Yeah, and
then after a while you're like, oh, this see me as a regular at this hotel. I'm going to avoid the scanner.
Yeah,
the hotels have scanners, yeah, like security. I'd clocked on what was happening, and I saw all these like families and that running through, getting hit with colours, laughing, and I just saw this in the zone guy just jogging with like without a slightest bit of powder on him.
Yeah,
and he just got whacked full throttle with the people that were there.
Great.
And he was so shocked. Like he started like jogging slowly backwards, like what the fuck? As if like they just set it up to do it to him.
Yeah,
like it wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
I mean, like technically it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, but
like his awareness could have saved it from happening.
100%.
He'd hijacked a Colour Me Rad run. It's so funny. He found it funny.
Good.
He saw the funny side
Because you could easily get
like
Karens and male Karens in that.
I would be laughing so much just on Natalie's reaction for us getting home. If I just walked through the door like this,
Right.
like, you don't want to talk about it, baby. Just never mention it. Never mention it, just going.
Did you get into a fight with a fucking printer, did you? Yeah, he said he needed cyan, but I only needed to print a black and white document, so I fucking punched it, and here we are.
Yeah.
Which would be you?
What? Punch the printer?
Aye.
Because it wouldn't print a black and white document because I've got no colour ink left.
Yeah.
You're projecting. You're projectile vomiting. You're projecting all over me. I am very placid and calm.
You're only placid and calm next to me.
That's true. I do get a bit cranky from time to time.
Aye.
Natalie finds it very funny.
Aye, you've been in way more fights.
I'm never really that angry when I do that.
You're like, oh yes, a fight.
I'm like, oh sweet. Oh, he's in for a rude awakening. Or she.
It's 2024, guys. You can punch women now. That's feminism.
Quality. Oh, what about everyone being flag shaggers about the England St George's Cross? Have you kept up with this?
Oh, a little bit.
Nike released an overpriced kit.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten all the publicity in the world because they've put. It's not even like the rainbow flag. It's just like I think like an assortment of blues and purples or something.
Yeah. Well, what is the reason for it? Is it a pride thing, or is it just?
It's got that kind of connotation. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know if is that like
Which also,
to try and have colours. Or do they just change colours all the time? I'm playing. Saloon. The piss if you want.
Well, I mean, here's why. If it is a pride thing, then they are absolutely, completely and utterly fucking spineless that they would do that for the German Euros and not the Qatar World Cup. That's why, if it is a pride thing, that's why it's fucking disgusting. It's like,
put the armband on.
We're like, we want to make a big fucking thing now. We want to support guys. You said, you all said fuck all in Qatar, so you don't get to say shit now. It doesn't count as a stand if everyone's fucking doing it. There's nothing impressive about doing fucking pride. Well, that's probably not true. There's probably still homophobia in Germany. But you can get married. It's not the fucking same.
But like, not for just like the fucking straight white dudes that are playing football. I mean, like, they're not all white playing football, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're the ones making the stand on behalf.
Yeah.
Like, the brave boys. And then they're just like, but not in Qatar though.
Yeah. That's fucking... Yeah, that's why it's an absolute... That's why I'm actually on the right-wing people's here, because I'm like, this is such an empty fucking gesture, considering Nike did absolutely fuck all of that.
Well, there was...
At the World Cup, where it actually would have made a difference, and it actually would have been a statement, as opposed to now, which it is just free publicity and a fucking cash grab.
There's a lot of, like, you don't fuck with the St. George's Cross, people fight and die for that. I've lost friends to fucking fighting for this flag. Like, you know how, like, you fucking... teach a soldier from an early age the importance of that flag, and I get it. Like, they're not going to fight for their country unless they fucking believe in it, right? So you're really fucking with the core belief systems of people by changing something like that. But the UKIP changed theirs. I've been watching like people just bring back like campaign like stuff of the purple Union Jack. And the Conservatives like used the Union Jack and made it into the shape of a tree instead of like the political parties that they adore have fucked with the flag, and they haven't said anything until it's like it's something to do with like that they could be bigoted towards. Yeah. And as soon as they can be bigoted towards it, now they've got a stance, and you're like, oh man, have the stance across the board, man. Kick off when you make it purple, and then I'll listen to you. Yeah. And then I'll listen to you when you're talking about it, because I'll believe that it's coming from a place of like of core belief. But if you're just fucking pissing moan when it's the gays doing it, then I don't really believe that your intentions are sincere. I believe that they're actually a little bit bigoted.
Also, like, this is a fucking freezing cold take, right? The gays in the Premier League need to fucking come out, right? You know, I'm worried about abuse.
Ben White, are you listening?
The gays in the Premier League who are like, it's too scary to come out. Man, you know what? I acknowledge that, and I've no idea how hard it must be to come out. That's something I cannot relate to, but I can absolutely empathise with, you know, especially with what we've seen now with the reaction to this. Like, it's an immensely challenging thing, and you'll get lots of abuse. But you're sat playing with all your fucking black mates who get called fucking whatever every single match, and they cop the abuse constantly. All your fucking Muslim mates who cop all the fucking anti-Islam shit every fucking game, right?
Harry Maguire just gets shit for being him.
But it's difficult. And there are so many gays in the Premier League.
There must be. Have you seen how Raheem Sterling runs?
It's comments like that, which makes it harder for gay footballers to come out. Because I bet there's loads of out women's footballers.
Oh yeah, not many of them are in.
Yeah. Imagine that's much worse. And but like in the same way that like fans now, which I think like football might be getting better at. I say this as someone that doesn't go to live games, but if you report someone for being a racist at a live Premier League game, they will find out where that person's fucking ticket is, and they'll ban them from the fucking stadium. Like that is something that is ongoing. That's all you've got to do with the fucking, you know, the gay abuse.
I think. I'm just thinking, like, you know, percentage-wise, there must be, at top flight, there must be gay footballers. I think because the footballers would have been... I guess now it's got to start creeping in, because in my generation of footballers, it was like manly man sport. It was hard for lasses to get into, never mind gay men. So it was just like the schoolyard was toxic when it comes to football.
I think you're specifically thinking about like camp men that are like, man, there are gay men who love cock, and you would not know it until they were filled with it. Like there's,
and they're the ones I would shag if I was gay.
Well, that's my, like, don't get me wrong, most of my favorite type of gay is the camp ones. I like the bitchy queens.
Vicious.
Yeah.
Absolutely vicious ones.
That
have just decided to fight fire with fire and won.
Yeah. But there are, man, Cal Penn, I would say, is an incredibly straight gay man. Just, sorry, not straight, you know what I mean.
Cal's fella.
Josh. Oh, yeah. Massive sports fan, Josh.
He's a jock?
Aye. So, like, I understand what you're saying, but there's definitely, I bet there are fucking gay men and bisexual men who have absolutely been playing fucking football for years and like bumming on the side behind closed doors that didn't come out. And don't get me wrong, 70s, 80s, 90s, really fucking difficult time to come out. It's 2024, lads. Like,
I reckon shirt sales would go up.
Yeah. 100%.
I reckon it would, like, it would be, there would be a marketability to it. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're going, oh, like, if I'm the poster boy, it looks like I'm cashing in on it.
Yeah, but okay, but here's what. Surely, like, surely in the Premier League, like, it's an open secret. Like, all the gay footballers must know who all the other gay footballers are, right? I mean, I know 3 of the gay footballers.
Just watch who swap shirts at the end of the
game. Like, if you all came out again, I don't want. It's not our fucking place to tell any people how to confront and be with their sexuality, but. If there was fucking 20 of them to come out and like 2 of them were all from the fucking same team, like, I didn't mean that. I know what I said.
I meant they were gay. You thought I meant that they were playing for the same football team.
I feel like they're going to get fucking abuse. Of course they are. But also, find me any player that's not been called gay already. Like,
aye,
it's a shame.
You're already copping shit off fans, regardless.
Here's to change the subject. So, David Benioff and DB Weiss, who
give Game of Thrones notoriety,
who never should have ever been given a second chance with a project again.
As long as they just let somebody else do the last season, they'd be all right. How did they drop the ball right at the end?
Yeah.
Like egg and spoon race. Like crushing it. And then get the end and then just fucking flipping the egg up and doing an overhead kick and just spaffing the egg because they're all sick to death.
DB Weiss and David Benioff are not good writers. They are good adapters. Zack Snyder is one of the worst directors in the entire fucking world. He is only capable of doing films that are utterly, utterly shit. Unless he directly copies those movies from the comic books. It's like Watchmen and 300. He copied them frame for fucking frame.
He can't draw.
Yes. That's who Zack Snyder is. He can't draw. He cannot create. He can turn this into a different medium. And man, that's a skill, and that should be enjoyed. Yeah, stop making other movies, Zack Snyder. You've not done a single good one. You've not done a single good one outside of those. David Benioff and DB Weiss, exact fucking same. They were so good at adapting it.
They adapted the book perfectly.
Yeah. So they've started doing The Three Body Problem, which was one of the worst books I've ever read in my entire life. So bad that I had to just Google the synopsis of the remaining 2 books. Now, the premise was interesting, but like it was written by it's a Chinese book translated into English. I don't know whether the Chinese were just worse at writing, whether the translation was bad, but it was even the interesting bits were mind-numbingly boring. And just like, oh God, the world's about to be destroyed by aliens and I'm about to fall asleep and not give a shit. They've turned it into a TV show. They've done vintage what they've done. They've made it's no longer set in China.
They've got Game of Thrones characters in it. Yeah,
it's they've whitewashed it a lot. To be fair, there's it's still fucking mixed race across, and I guess you have to westernize it, but you can't make it fully set in China. Some of it still fucking is, fair enough. It's pretty good. It's pretty good so far, and I'm going to say I reckon it will be good all the way through because it's a trilogy. All the books are out. There's no chance for them.
They can finish it without fucking having creative freedom.
Yeah. At no point is anyone on that show going, And what do you think should happen? And David Benioff would be like, well, I think the alien is actually the Loch Ness Monster. Why is it on a planet several hundred million light years away?
It's ambiguous.
I don't know.
Make your own interpretation. That's what art is.
Yeah, I just thought that'd be a cool ending. I hadn't really thought how anything led up to that. Does it have to make sense all the way? Kind of, man. That's actually really, really, really important. Mind you, you can't give it, like, it's hard to know who to fucking blame in that, because it's definitely George R. R. Martin's fault. Someone who, like, I think internet bullying is horrific. I think doxing is one of the worst things in the world. Getting someone fucking swatted is horrific and should be, a life sentence in fucking jail.
Unless
every single death threat that George R. R. Martin gets is absolutely fucking deserved.
I've heard this rant from you before.
So have they. But with that, like, I think it's hard to know who to blame. Whether it's like just his fault, whether it's both their fault, who knows? But it's a long way of saying that. I think
taking someone down a road and then just like leaving them lost is a really rude thing to do.
Yeah.
It's super rude. To just like,
yeah, but you
just let Brandon Sanderson finish it. Have we not said this already?
Yeah, several times. Yeah.
So getting on to that, then I've just finished Brandon Sanderson's first Mistborn trilogy book, The Final Empire, and I might be a bit of recency bias. I think it's the best book I've ever read. And I'm delighted that there's a whole fucking world behind it and not just a trilogy. Like, over the moon. That I can just live in this world probably for the rest of my life.
Oh, and just knowing full well that Brandon Sanderson just isn't going to stop writing. He's writing it. He's done it again. He's finished. So he's finishing off the Stormlight Saga this year, and in the meantime, just got fucking bored, had a spare week, and wrote 2 other fucking books, and is now releasing them again this year.
And I don't think I want films or series from them. I want a fucking computer game. I want a computer game where the magic system is so perfect. If you've read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't read it, just do it. Just trust us on it. Trust him on it. It was you or Gareth who got there first?
It was your brother-in-law.
Alexander got you onto it?
He was the one that had always told me, oh, no, you're right.
Because he got me the books.
Yeah, it was Gareth that got me onto Mistborn, and it was your brother-in-law Alex that got me onto the Stormlight Archive, which I'm rereading again.
Which is the Cosmere. All of these trilogies and books are all within the same universe.
Aye.
But I want a computer game where it's got the same, like, the people who created, is it Sony created Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Is that the game designers or
Yeah.
is that the money? I'm not that much of a nerd. Like, kind of microdosing on being a nerd here. They need to be the people that work on the magic of moving around the universe the way they do with the pushing and pulling on metals.
Yeah.
Because they nailed the flying through the fucking, like, you know how Spider-Man flies.
Yeah.
They've nailed that. Just get those guys to do it.
Yeah.
And the fight system, they need to get the God of War guys.
Or the Arkham, the original Arkham guys.
Yeah, they just need to make a fucking absolute dream team of the guys that did the best bits of these fucking games that are so well balanced with the controls, and just go right, make this fucking game perfect.
Right.
And that could possibly be the best game ever.
The TV show could be good
because of the creativity in it.
Or the movies of the Mistborn could be good, because Brandon Sanderson has been approached multiple times by networks being like, hey, we want to turn this into a TV show. And he's like, cool, here's the script. And they're like, no, we want to do it. And he's like, cool, give me back the script. Bye. Like, I saw what you've done to everything.
Got as much money as he needs.
Yeah,
It's all about the art.
Lads, I saw what you did to Wheel of Time. You are not fucking touching my books. You are not touching my books.
And he's got skin in the game with Wheel of Time as well. So, like, fucking, that must have been really hurtful for him to realise that it's probably not even going to get up to his bit that he did.
Oh God, let's not get me onto a Wheel of Time rant.
I've just started book 8 because I thought, sorry to spat on you, I thought bringing a big 650-page book on a 10-day tour, the speed I read, that would be enough book. I normally don't get it through a book that big in 10 days. So I didn't bring the second one. I fucking flew through it.
Aye, especially the last 20%.
Oh, it just
keeps... For those of you that don't know, in the last 20% of Brandon Sanderson's books, the way he writes is he does a lot of world building for like the first 80%, really good characters, gets you invested in it all. And then the last 20% is like just everything fucking happens. It all comes together. Now, unfortunately, the name that all of his nerd fans have given it is the worst fucking name for the phenomenon. They've called it the Sanderlanche. So the last 20% of any Brandon Sanderson book is called the Sanderlanche.
It makes it sound like it's shit.
Yeah.
Like I told Natalie about it last night with all of the precursor, just like, it needs a better name.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It needs named.
Yeah, it's in every
named.
single one of his book. It happens. The last 15% just goes fucking unbelievably hard. It's unputdownable. Like you were reading it in queues in airports, and I'm like, I know exactly what bit you're up to because it's like I have to know.
Like the world was cut out. I completely cut the whole world out for us to be in this book. So I even prefixed it, Natalie. I was just like, look, it doesn't scan, it doesn't roll off the tongue, it's clunky, but it's called the Sanderlanche, and you could just hear like you could feel her shoulders drop over the phone.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to read it anymore. It's like, no, he didn't name it that. Was it like that? Was just his nerdy ass fans. I can't think of a good alternative. Like leave it with us, but. I hard veto the second that came out. It shouldn't have been.
No one should ever type that out.
Nah.
They should have apologised for saying it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have caught on, that's for sure.
Aye. Whoever came up with that should. Oh no, I was about to say something nice. But like whoever had that, you go up and you Men in Black them, and you're like, right, you don't get to remember the books anymore. But then they just get to read it the first time
again. Aye. So I don't know how it can get better.
Well,
like you and Gareth are pretty certain they can get better. But I'm not convinced.
Well.
I'm just putting that out there. I love that book that much that I'm just bracing myself for like a plateauing at least, because like your first hit ecstasy.
Yeah.
You know.
The second one you might.
I feel like I'm gonna be chasing that dragon.
There's no dragons in it.
What?
There's no dragons in it.
Oh fuck! I've been reading the wrong book.
Oh wait, but there are dragons in the Cosmere.
Is there?
Aye, Tress in the Emerald Sea. Spoiler.
That's quite odd because he doesn't seem to borrow from other like law books.
Oh, dragon's not borrowed from fucking Earth.
No, but it's like hack.
Yeah, so it's magic.
Aye, but he's got a good system going.
Yeah.
He's got his unique system.
Aye.
And he's got a fucking unique twist on dragons. Yeah. Okay. I'll trust him.
Aye, he's not done the only bad books he's done, and people will disagree with me. This is the second 4 Mistborn books, like as in like the ones set 500 years after the fucking Wax and Wane ones.
Yeah.
I personally think are
absolutely
unreadable shite. Yeah,
you know people that like them. Your brother likes them.
My brother likes them. Gareth enjoyed them. And again, same with the 3-body problem. I'm so vastly outnumbered by people who thoroughly enjoyed it and who have a much more extensive knowledge of like really good sci-fi that sometimes you just gotta go, maybe I'm stupid. Like maybe this thing is just like a bit above my fucking station.
I've got an audiobook that got highly recommended to us by someone I trust, and I'm not digging it. No, it's because the guy I was talking to, Florian, one of our Romanian promoters who was at the Turkey gig working on that. He knew that I loved Children of Time and that I loved Andy Weir books, and he was like, "Oh, you've got to read Space Team." So I thought it was going to be like a very serious first contact book, and it's like somebody's read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and went, "That looks easy. I'm going to just do something like that." And they've tried to do their own like version of it, and it does feel like two-stripe Douglas Adams.
Well, I don't know how much of it's in like the Mistborn books, but like Brandon Sanderson's sense of humor to me is excruciating. Right? He openly says that he doesn't like or understand stand-up comedy. Right? Just a man, and he's a massive fucking Mormon. Look, there's not too much comedy in Mistborn, but two of his most unbearable fucking characters in the Stormlight Saga are the ones where he tries to be funny, and it is and he says he's like people just don't get Terry Pratchett, and I'm like no, nobody. That's not the problem. He's just
the jokes that the main character's got, right? Like in Space Team, it's called Space Team. If there's people there that absolutely love Space Team, and I've just said that and I got it, soz. They keep feeding him like fucking line after line of like fucking confident quip, and none of them would land in real life.
Aye.
But he's like rolling through life like he's crushing it. I mean, none of them are landing in the book, to be fair. Like, but he rolls through life like he's crushing it, and I'm just like, oh, this is fucking cringe. I'm gonna stick with it, but.
No, I would have built out by now.
Would you?
Yeah, I've sunken cost fallacy.
It's almost like it's for kids, how childish it's written.
Yeah.
But it's not for kids because like there's a cock in it in chapter 2.
Sometimes when I read really, really good, like high fantasy fucking books, and I enjoy it so much because I love those sort of books, I sort of think to myself, oh man, maybe I'd be able to do this one day. And then I'd read something like that, or in my case, Terry Pratchett, and I'd be like, or I could just end up writing shit like this.
But mate, they sell well and they fucking have good stars on.
Terry Pratchett is like one where I'm outnumbered by people who haven't had sex in 37 years. And if that's your type of humour,
you know, when I listen,
I can't imagine there's much crossover between Terry Pratchett fans and me. So I don't think I'm going to be losing too many fans here.
I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Far and wide.
Yeah.
It's quite a reach. People love Terry Pratchett.
But he fucking stinks. Have you read any?
I read these. I think it may be his third one, but when I read the Witch Terry Pratchett, as if I was going to dive in and read them all because I trusted people's judgment.
Yeah.
It was the Weird Sisters, which is like a kind of spin on Macbeth.
Yeah.
I think we maybe talked about this recently because I was saying I hadn't read Macbeth, so I discovered the story of Macbeth through Weird Sisters. But it wasn't a page turner. Like a couple of nice little paragraphs that were like poetic, but nothing that made us go, "Ooh, I'm going to pick that up and find out what happens next." Whereas fucking I could not put down Mistborn.
Yeah.
That's a bit of me. That like when I'm reading shit like sci-fi, especially like Andy Weir, Adrian Tarkovsky, like I'm like going, fuck me, man. Like no matter how much research I'd done, I couldn't put something like this together in a million years. Like this is like fucking looking at a massive painting and going, right, I may take up drawing and eventually I'll get to that. You're not getting to that.
Yeah.
Ever. Space Team does make us think anybody can do it.
Yeah. The fantasy book Orcs, I enjoyed when I was much younger and I tried to read it again. I could write orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, comfortably.
Should we do like write a book, like a fiction book, like we did with the knitting? See if we can write a book by Christmas.
No, I'm taking the rest of the fucking year off and I'm doing zero work. Not.
It doesn't have to be good.
No, never. Nah. Stay in my fucking lane. Right, we've got to go watch this off and do a show.
Oh shit, yeah. Aye, one last show. And then fly through the night and get back to our families.
Aye.
That's going to be nice.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, India.
See a lot of you in Altitude Festival.
Aye.
I believe. See you there. Thank you, India. Thanks for having me. These have been wonderful hosts. Too wonderful from time to time.
Aye, too good.